bottled waters, paper cups, and cellophanes. Have you ever been curious about how is the garbage disposed of? Or are we so busy in our own world that we do not think about such small but essential thing of our day-to-day life? Waste management is an important topic that has been bothering people for long. It is one of the most critical issues that we face today. People have different opinions and solutions to the problem of waste disposal.
In today's time, waste management is a very important matter for our society. Waste generation is increasing day by day due to a continuous increase in the population of the world. Increase in waste management is affecting the lives of people also. This unmanaged waste has many damaging environmental and atmospheric consequences like water, air, and land pollution. In order to solve this facing problem, we suggest: first, reduce, reuse, recycle. It is a more useful method among others because it doesn't need any other resources and even utilizes the waste material. It converts the waste product into new products, or we can say that it reduces the waste and useless materials.
Second, landfills. In the process, waste disposal is being done by burying the waste in the land, which eventually decomposes over the years. Third, composting. It converts the organic waste into fertilizers. We, the Google Developer Student Clubs of Holy Name University,
Take the stand and invite you to practice proper waste management.
bottled waters, paper cups, and cellophanes. Have you ever been curious about how is the garbage disposed of? Or are we so busy in our own world that we do not think about such small but essential thing of our day-to-day life? Waste management is an important topic that has been bothering people for long. It is one of the most critical issues that we face today. People have different opinions and solutions to the problem of waste disposal.
In today's time, waste management is a very important matter for our society. Waste generation is increasing day by day due to a continuous increase in the population of the world. Increase in waste management is affecting the lives of people also. This unmanaged waste has many damaging environmental and atmospheric consequences like water, air, and land pollution. In order to solve this facing problem, we suggest: first, reduce, reuse, recycle. It is a more useful method among others because it doesn't need any other resources and even utilizes the waste material. It converts the waste product into new products, or we can say that it reduces the waste and useless materials.
Second, landfills. In the process, waste disposal is being done by burying the waste in the land which eventually decomposes over the years. Third, composting. It converts the organic waste into fertilizers. We, the Google Developer Student Club to Polyname University,
Take the stand and invite you to practice proper waste management.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Interact Intro to UI/UX. I am honored to be here today hosting this exciting and informative conference. Today, we will be exploring the world of user interface and user experience design and the impact it has on our daily lives. From digital products to physical products, UI/UX design has become an integral part of how we interact with technology and the world around us.
Oh, nice one, Sophia. So, over the course of this conference, we will hear from some of the brightest minds in this field. So, we can learn more about the latest trends and techniques in UI UX design. So, again, let's get a little view on what UI UX is. So, UI is user's interface, while UX is user's experience. So, as the speakers go throughout what that means and how we would learn from that, whether you are a seasoned professional or just starting out, because most of us here are now graduates, diba? And some of us here are students. I have noticed some of our students. And don't worry, there's something for everyone here. We have a lot to learn.
That's right, Kent. I am confident that this conference will provide a rich and valuable experience for all of you, and I look forward to seeing the ideas and insights that will emerge from our discussions. So, let's begin.
Let's begin. Once again, welcome to Interact Intro to UI UX. I hope you have a wonderful time today. Once again, good afternoon. I will next. Okay. For your attendance, make sure to fill up the Google Forms provided in the chats. Our facilitators will now send the links via the comment section, or if you're on FB Live, in the comment sections as well, and also at the Google Meet section.
So, this is our agenda for today. First is hello and welcome.
Second is GDSC Bohol leads welcome remarks.
Third is speaker 1 from idea to reality using Figma, and speaker 2 learn Adobe XD with me, followed by the Q&A section.
And lastly is the photo opportunity and closing event. So make sure to stay until the end of our event so you can join in the photo opportunity as we close the event. So I'm here to introduce ourselves. We're here to introduce ourselves. I am Ken Paul Vergara. I am the GDSC Managing Director from Cristal College.
And I am Sofia Patrice Apare, the GDSC Bohol Island State University Main Campus Public Relations Lead, and we will be your hosts for today's event.
Before we would start, we would just like to quickly introduce to you the Google Developer Student Clubs and its leads. Diba? So we have our leads here from this Google Developer Student Clubs here in Bohol. So Sophia, would you like to take this opportunity to introduce themselves? Introduce them.
Absolutely, Kent. So, Google Developer Student Clubs are community groups for college and university students interested in Google Developer technologies. Students from all undergraduate or graduate programs with an interest in growing as a developer are welcome. By joining a GDSC, students grow their knowledge in a peer-to-peer learning environment and build solutions for local businesses and their communities.
Thanks, Sophia. Also, Google Developer Student Clubs leads are passionate leaders at their universities who are dedicated to helping their peers learn and connect. So these leads may be pursuing various undergraduate or graduate university degrees, but have a good foundational knowledge of software development concepts. So as you know, we have our links there. Our facilitators will send the links through via the comment section, so you can apply. And a few reminders before we start: make sure that your mic is off while someone is presenting. You can open your camera, but your mic must be off when someone is presenting. So asking questions after the discussion is highly encouraged. We will also provide you with a Slido QR code for your questions.
Very well. Now let's start this event. Are you ready, guys? So, at this juncture, please welcome our GDSC Bohol chapter leads to give their welcome remarks. First, may we call on Rhea Jane Escalona from GDSC by Sumain.
So, hello everyone. Welcome to Interact Intro to UI/UX. And then, so once again, I would like to introduce myself. I am Rhea Jane Escalona, founder and lead of the Google Developer Student Club Bohol Island State University Main. And today marks a special occasion for the Google Developer Student Club's Bohol chapter. Since this is our first event organized together, and then I would like to take this opportunity to express my gratitude to all those who have contributed to making this event possible. For this 51 participants here at Google Meet and to the others watching our Facebook Live, we are thrilled for having you here with us to learn UI/UX in Figma and Adobe XD with our resource speakers. So we hope that you will find the event insightful, engaging, and meaningful. So again, from GDSC by Sumain, I am welcoming you all to this event, and let's make the most of this time together and continue to connect, learn, and grow.
Okay, so for our next speaker, let's call on Faustino, aka 30 Pomig from the GDSC Holy Name University.
Am I audible?
Yes, we can hear you po.
Okay. Again, good day, ladies and gentlemen. This will most likely be a brief welcome address. So, on behalf of our GDSC HNU lead, Mr. Faustino Paumig III, we are thrilled and honored to welcome you all to this afternoon's event. We're excited to introduce you to the world of UI or UX and educate you on its importance in design and development. In today's digital world, we are eager to showcase some of the essential skills that build different impressions and bring about change. Hopefully, this event will provide you with the best experience and be insightful for those new to UI and UX. Let's all have a good time and make this a memorable event. And by the way, this is Nika and Tumarum, the GDSC Holy Name University Chapter's Managing Director. Thank you for joining us. Thank you. And once again, welcome.
And now, may we call on John Stewart Divina Gracia from GDSC Cristal E College.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Intro to UI or UX. My name is Mark Vincent Palban and I am honored to be part of this exciting event. Today, we are gathered here to learn about Adobe XD, and you can gain skills and knowledge that are highly needed after by employers in various industries, including tech, design, and marketing. I would like to extend a warm welcome to all of our attendees, instructors, and partners who have made this event possible. We are thrilled to have here and are excited to see what the day has in store. With experienced speakers guiding you every step of the way, this session would help you to learn about Adobe XD because speakers will take you through the basics of Adobe XD and show you how to use it to create stunning user interfaces and experiences. So let's get started. We have a packed schedule ahead of us, and I'm confident that by the end of the day, you can turn the ideas into reality with this session. From ideas to reality using Figma. This session will focus on how to use Figma, a popular design tool to turn your creative visions into tangible designs and bring your ideas to life in a seamless and efficient manner. So let's get started and let's have a great learning and growing together. Thank you for being here and welcome to our Intro to UI or UX session.
Thank you so much for those welcome messages from our GDSC Bohol chapter leads. So finally, let's officially start our event for today. So we will now introduce our first speaker. He is Dev Kumar Gupta and is currently a design lead at the Google Developer Student Club at the Heritage Institute of Technology in Kolkata, India, where he is responsible for overseeing the design and development of various projects and ensuring that they meet the highest standards of quality and user experience. In his free time, Dev enjoys drawing circles and rectangles, showcasing his artistic skills and creativity. Let us all give him a virtual round of applause.
Hey everyone, hi. It's great to see everyone here. So am I clearly audible? Is this fine? Or am I too loud? Am I too loud or am I too soft?
It's okay, everything's good.
Okay, great. So let's begin. I'll just share my screen now. Is this visible?
Yes, we can see the screen.
Okay. Okay, thanks. So hey everyone, the topic today we have is from ideas to reality using Figma. You must be thinking, who am I? So I'll introduce myself. My name is Dev Kumar Gupta. I'm a product designer and a UX design intern at a small startup called Zevi. As they said, I basically draw rectangles and circles in my free time. What will we be covering today? What is Figma? Some UI components, UX components, and what we have to do next. I'll try to keep the presentation as short as possible so that we can get on to the hands-on session quickly. What is Figma? I believe everyone, thinks of building a website. Like when you come to design and when you come to technology, the first thing that comes to mind is a website. How do I build it? So suppose you have to build a website for your school or college. What is the first thing that comes to mind? How will I place the images? How will I place the text? Where will the buttons go? Where will the links go? Where will I generate a report? Where will the logo of the college go? So for that, you take a sheet of paper and a pen or a pencil, and you start drawing on it, so that you get a rough idea of where you're going to place the images, the text, everything. But on a sheet of paper, you do not actually get a feel of how it will actually look in reality. On a sheet of paper, you cannot see the colors really well. So that is where Figma comes in. You can draw the entire website and make it pixel perfect. That is, the single line that you make on a sheet of paper may not be a straight line unless you use a ruler. So when you're using Figma, it automatically will give you a straight line so that you get your borders correct, your circles in correct shape, and you do not have to make many changes. You can collaborate easily with everyone, and you can see the design in front of you visually, that the same design will be available in the website. So Figma is basically a design software and collaborative tool where you can create wireframes, prototypes, social media posts, illustrations, and a lot more. We'll come to the details in some time. Who uses it? That is very important. Figma is for designers, obviously every designer that is who will be building the website. Developers, developers are the ones who will be coding the website for you. It's not necessary that every team should have a developer. The designer can also be a developer. They can multitask. But it is usual that a developer is also present. So we have developers who see the design that you have made on Figma, because Figma allows you to see the design from anywhere. Anyone can see the design once you share the link with them. So the developers see the design, they see the components, where it is placed, how it is placed, and the amount, the size of the image, the text, what is the text you're using, the font of the text you're using. Those are very important things to note. And the developers then see that and they create the website exactly how you have made. That is how a company functions. You do not make the change yourself. If you're not a designer, then it becomes difficult for you to make the website yourself. So if you have designers and then the developers use the design made by the designer, it becomes very simple. Product managers also, who overlook the entire project. If you're making a school website, for example, you make a team of 4 to 5 people. One will be a designer, one will be a developer, one will be handling the issues like with the school or college, like what are we supposed to add. They will be using public relations. Okay, and one will be a product manager. The product manager will oversee the smooth process that the design will be made and the developer is doing their work. Everyone is doing their work in sync and he can see everything that is going on. And teams, of course, teams comprise of everyone that is there. So some famous companies who use Figma for the design are Slack, Uber, Goldman Sachs, Atlassian, Microsoft, and Google Material Design. You can find all their design systems where they have listed components, their fonts, their colors, and everything that is required on the website is available on a website called designsystemsforfigma.com. You can check this out. I'll share this presentation with you all after this, so you can look at it. So why is Figma easy to use? Let's come to the UI part of it. The first and most important thing is, when you're building, like I gave you an example of a school or college website, the first and most important thing is collaboration. You cannot do it alone. You can, but it becomes difficult. If you have 2 or 3 people with you working together, it becomes much more simpler. Someone is handling some issue, someone is handling design, someone is handling some coding part. And when you're working together, it becomes much easier to collaborate and understand what the person's perspective is, and you can solve issues faster. So collaboration is very important when you're working in a large team, and Figma provides that for free. As a UI UX designer, it is important to collaborate with the design team and take feedback for improving your product. Figma allows you to collaborate with everyone so that multiple people can work on a same design file at the same time or multiple times, and it will remain in sync. And Figma also keeps a record of the work who has done, like if X person has done some work and Y person has done some work. It will be recorded on the Figma website so that you can see who has done what. And it will also let you put comments so that you can understand if someone is having an issue, if someone doesn't like a design of a button, maybe they can ask you to change it. So you can leave comments for others to see and they will make the changes as per it is required. Next, we come to why is it easy to use cool prototyping. This is an image of Spotify. I hope you've used it. Spotify is a very popular music streaming platform. This is an application of Spotify Wrapped they had made. So prototyping is connecting multiple screens that you have. Suppose you have Gmail, like you're using Gmail. The first thing that when you open your Gmail application on your smartphone, you see the main screen where all your emails are loaded. Then you have a sidebar where you can see multiple options like send an email or receive an email, your important starred images, start emails, etc. So those are different screens that are made in the same application. So connecting those screens to one another so that you can simply animate that, and there is a smooth transition from one face to another. That is called smart animation, and Figma provides you that through prototyping. So smart animate is one of the features which looks for matching layers, recognizes differences, and animates layers between frames in prototypes. Platform independent. That is a major good point of Figma. You see, it is on the web. You do not have to download an application to use it on your laptop or desktop or your phone itself, because it becomes a tedious task to handle. It doesn't take your storage. So it is available on the website for free. You can just log in and start using it and start designing anything that you want. And it runs on all platforms like Mac, like Linux, and Windows smoothly on all browsers like Firefox, Mozilla, and Chrome. The Figma community, this is my favorite part. The Figma community is like an open source for designers, where you can find anything and everything that is related to design. You have multiple free icons, you have illustrations, you have color palettes. Many famous companies like Google, Amazon, they have their design systems in this system, and you can just look at it and understand what rules do they follow and how do they design, what are the components that they have. So it is completely free. You just need to have a Figma account and a community. You just log into the community and you can see other designs. And the best part is you can download the file directly from there. That also without a problem. You can download it and see it and make changes to it yourself. So you do not have to really code it. You have to design it yourself. You can make changes to that and work with that. And it is good for teams. So what are UI components? UI, as said, it is user interface. I got a comment. I'll check that. Yeah, sure. If you have any comments, please if you have any questions or anything, please let me know. You're free to stop me in the middle also. So the first thing when it comes to design is usually you think you have a lot of ideas to make things, like you want to create a very good layout, you want to create a lot of things, but then suddenly you feel, how will I make that, and then when you start designing, you're like, oh my god, how did I think of this, how will I make this? So that is a very common thing, but worry not, it is very simple. You just need to go through the steps one at a time. What is UI? It is basically everything that you see on your phone or your laptop, especially on this Google Meet that you have joined. The screen you must be seeing me present, and the other faces that you might see, the people who have logged in, and the UI that Google has provided. You have the buttons below that and a comment button. Those are all the components of UI that you see. Everything that you see on your screen right now is UI. Some aspects of UI, like the first one and the most important one is spacing. We have an image here of an Instagram post from Ferrari. You see, Instagram has made a very smooth layout where you can see the distinct gaps everywhere. Like I have tried to mark these with red rectangles where you can see it. You can see the small rectangles, right? Everywhere here below the save post button and below the comments, below these left bars, right? So these are all spaces. Just imagine now if these spaces were not available. What if we clubbed them together? We made it very close. It wouldn't look very nice, right? Would it? It wouldn't look very nice. So we made some space so that it is visible clearly and people know it is distinct and not clubbed very close together. That makes better readability and a cleaner design. The most important aspect of design is create a clean design. It should look professional. And I think Apple does that the best. Apple, because the design system is just brilliant. Even the website. The moment you log into the Apple website, you do not feel that you're under too much pressure. You feel very normal and relaxed. The UI is very clean. If you can log into the Apple website and check, it looks really clean. Next, we have the importance of white space. Now, when I am working with my GDSC team, design team, there was a topic we had to make a poster for, which was called Demystifying Cloud with AWS. And this was our speaker. So someone from my team came up with the design, but I could not really place it. Like, is this really fine? Like, is there too much cluttering? There was too much noise, I couldn't focus on one thing. Should I look at the image or should I look at the text or should I look at the link? What should I even look at? It was too much to look at. So I tried to redesign it and came up with this, where you can see the distinct image, the text is different, and there is a lot of gap and space that you can see, and it is clean, it is soothing to the eye. It is not overpowering. There are not too many colors, as the GDSC also doesn't have too many colors to put in. It should be smooth and understandable, right? So white space, it makes the design look clean, comfy, and provides room for elements to breathe, which is very important. It should look clean. Contrast, another very important part of design. I have, for comparison, taken an image of Cape Town, Africa. Now, in this image, I have some white text, which is Cape Town, South Africa written, but it is not very clear because the background also has a white texture to it. So what should I do in order to make it visible? Because I will be using this particular component on my website. So what should I do? Somehow I do not change the image. Somehow the text is also visible. So I create a background design on this where I add a small rectangle and add a gradient to it. The gradient, especially, it changes color from one end to another. I just have to draw a small rectangle on top and change the color a bit darker towards the bottom and a bit lighter towards the top, so that the text becomes more visible, right? So is this better, right? Much more from this, you can read any text here. Hierarchy. One of the major things that you see in today's very good websites, is good hierarchy. Hierarchy basically means where should I start seeing your website from? Where should I go from one place to another? It should be smooth. I should go from one place to another without much difficulty. I should not be thinking too much when I come to your website. So this is the first website. I have taken this on purpose to show you the vast difference between two websites. This is a website called the world's worst website ever. I can share this link with you. You can check this out right now. If you go from here, you can see there's this text, which is not really visible at all. It is there are multiple fonts and too much cluttering. So should I look at the first text or should I look at the second, or should I look at the link, or should I look below? What should I look at? It is not really clear. But when you see GitHub is really famous for all developers. And when you see GitHub, they have made such a good looking design where you can see the illustration first, you come to the heading next, and you come to the sign up next. Right? It is smooth. It is one straight line. You do not have to curve and move from one place to another. Like, you're just scared. Like, where should I go? You're not scared. You're very comfortable when you come to this website. And that is very important from a UX perspective, which I'll be coming to next. Typography, as I said, do not mix too many fonts together. It doesn't look really good on your design. You should stick to 1 or 2 fonts maximum on your websites, because it creates a uniformity in your design. People are not confused. Oh, this looks different, or this looks different. No, should I go here or should I go here? No. It should look uniform so that people do not have confusion in understanding what they should do. So stick to 1 font instead, or 2 fonts. Let's come to UX components, user experience components. As said by this meme, Website is never done. False. A website is never done. A website is never done. You can keep making good changes, and you can keep thinking, how do I make this flow better? How do I make people come to this? People click this button more often, or people view the website more. So the website is never done, and designing it also is a continuous process. You never stop doing that. So what is user experience? The first most important thing is, what are you using right now? If you're using your laptop or your desktop or your phone, if you're using them to look at the stream that we're having right now, you can find that your phone, let me show you. Your phone has a certain kind of UI where you can see the different applications, right? There are many apps here where you scroll from one app to another and you move smoothly, right? It is very, very easy from one page to another. You just keep moving. So the flow, the experience that you feel, how you interact very smoothly with it, that is called user experience, and that should be good. And even with products like books and even a pen, the texture of the material that you have, the flow with which you can write with the pen, and the paper that you have, the paper you're writing on, even those are products, right? The user should be able to use these products easily, and this ease is called user experience. It is how a person, the user, feels about interacting with or experiencing a product. So these are all products, and the more you interact with them, the more you understand how you feel about them, and the experience you have with them should be good. That is our main motive as a designer. A UX life cycle. So how does UX actually work? Because UI is a part of UX. UX is a major sphere, and inside that comes a small component called UI. So UX is more of a feeling with the design and animations and etc. And UI, what you look at, is a part of that. So where does it all start? It starts with the brainstorming session, where people come together, a team of 4 or 5 people come together, and they think of the ideas. What do they have to build? What are they going to actually provide? Like I gave you an example of the school or college. Let me give you another example. What can I think about? School website or an AI website. Okay. ChatGPT. It's very famous right now. Let me tell you, ChatGPT. Suppose I'm making ChatGPT today, I take a team of 4 people. One is a designer, one is a developer, one is a machine learning expert, and another is a product manager. Right? So all 4 people come together and they think, what are we making? Who are we making it for? What are the features we can provide? And how will people actually interact with it? Will it actually be useful for people? And this, everything is understood in the brainstorming session. What should we include in the design? The second is defining. Who is the product for? Who will actually use the product? Will it be used by students? Will it be used by teachers, professionals? Will it be used by companies? Will it be used, by military or anyone? It can be used by anyone, for multiple purposes. What will the product do? It is very important. Like, if you're making something, it should be useful, right? And you should know what the capabilities of the product are. People can find multiple things that they have achieved, but you should know what your product is capable of, what you can provide to them. And what are the features of the product? They have to be defined and solidified so that you do not have confusion moving later on with your company, right? The third most important phase is designing, where we come into play. We design the entire system, how it should look and how it should feel, the UX part, how it should go from one phase to another. And, when you give your prompt in it, what should the reply be? How should the reply come to you? How should it look? How should the user understand it? How should the user feel with it? How should the user interact with it? That is very important, and that is covered in design. And testing, obviously. Testing it, you release the product for some part of some people. Like if you made ChatGPT, you can show it to your college friends, and they first test the product and understand if it is good, if it is helpful. They give you feedback, tell you how can you improve it. Like you can add this button here, you can add a share button, you can add a star, you can star mark, make it a favorite. All these are inputs given by people who use it. Obviously, a team of 4 people cannot think of everything that is covered by the application. More people are required, and the more feedback that you get on your product, it makes it more easier to understand what you have made. And the next phase is launch. After testing and after making your changes, you launch it to the public. It is open for everyone to use and everyone to give the feedback in the world. But it doesn't stop there, because even after launch, you might find a critical bug. You might find a critical a thing that you might have forgotten to add, like a log history that you might have forgotten to add. So it again comes back to the brainstorming session. How will you add this? How can we implement this? What can we do? And then we again come back to the define. So this is a continuous process. It never stops. You can keep improving your product over and over again every day, so that you do not feel that it is not compatible. You can always make it better. Why not the best? So it's a continuous process. Yeah, so what is next? I have discussed about Figma. I have discussed about UI components, about UX components. What comes next after this? Obviously, where should I learn UI design from? I would prefer these two as my favorite. That is Adrian Poirot and DesignCourse. They are my favorite people. They teach UI design really well, and UX design also. And DesignCourse also teaches you how to code your website for free. You can check them on YouTube. I will give the link in the presentation. Where will you find cool stuff like illustrations, icons, and pictures? I use FreePic a lot. FreePic is a really good website. You get free downloads. You can get what you want: free images, free posts, free illustrations, everything are there. And UI Goodies, another very good website for this. Where should you learn UX design from? I'd prefer this UX design course by Coursera offered by Google. It is a very good starting idea. Even I did it, and a few other people have also done it who I know personally, and a lot of people on the internet have done it, and it has a really good rating. It is very informative and starts your career very easily. Blogs you must read. Yes, the most important thing is when you're into design or you're into technology or you're into development, you need to read blogs. People write blogs to make other people know about certain features or certain products that they have made, so that it becomes easier for them. And the more blogs you read about UX or UI, the more important and creative you can become with your diction and what you can use, the multiple ways you can design and what you can create. You can unleash creativity upon everything. Okay, so UX Collective is a very good platform, and you can check it out on Medium. It is completely free of cost. Where will you showcase your work? As a designer, it is very important to showcase your work so that people know what you have done, what are you capable of, so that even people can hire you for designing. Right? At the end of the day, you want to be actually hired by a company so that you can design for them and become stable. So for that, where can you showcase your work? Dribbble is a very good platform. Behance and Twitter, of course. Twitter gets you a lot of engagement. Like when I started designing, I used to share a few of my designs on Twitter, and my friends used to comment on it. And then people from multiple companies actually approached me when they saw my designs on Twitter. And I would say that was very, very helpful. Creating an ecosystem on Twitter itself because of the reach. Twitter has a lot of reach, like multiple people from all over the world can see it. So creating that ecosystem around yourself as a designer is very important so that people can view and interact with your design. So these three platforms are really good for that. That's all, folks, for the presentation. I hope you enjoy this. I'll be sharing this slide presentation with you once I'm done. So if you have any questions, please forward. Otherwise, I'll be moving to the hands-on session.
Thank you so much, Mr. Dev. So everyone, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask via the link given in slido.com with the code #944 7307, or you can also scan the QR code right on the screen.
So I can see the first question. How was your experience as a design lead? Yes. So once I was appointed as a design lead for my college, I was really excited, but I was also scared. What are they expecting from me? What should I make? Will I be able to create something good? Will people actually like it? So my seniors really helped me. The people from my college, the ones who were actually designing before me, they helped me a lot to understand that you follow the Google guidelines, the color palette that Google has provided. You use that and understand, and through that process, you keep on designing every day. You see multiple designs, especially platforms like Dribbble and Behance. It gives you free access to multiple designs where what you can see. And very important is you first learn how to copy the design. That is, you might be feeling, why do you copy designs? But that is a way of learning. You copy designs first, and then you learn from it. How do you design? How do you make your own designs? And that, I think, helped me a lot in designing. And as a design lead, the community was very supportive, and people really liked the design. So now moving on to the next question, is the Coursera course for free? Yes, it is definitely free. You just have to apply for a financial aid by Coursera from all the courses, and within 15 days, I think they give you a confirmation for that. It is completely free. Are there any questions, or should we let's move on? Okay. Do you think being UX designers need to know how to code? Good question. The thing is, in the current standard that you have for multiple companies right now, if you do know how to code, it is a major plus point. You can code and design at the same time. But if you want to strictly focus on designing, that is a very good field. If you want to focus on coding, strictly coding, that is also a very good field. But if you have both together, wouldn't that be great? Wouldn't you just build the website that you already have designed? It would be better, right? You would actually design what you are seeing and not dependent upon other people to make their design or make it for you, right? You can do it yourself. Why not become independent? Can you share your portfolio link? Of course, I'll share my portfolio link. I'll just share it in sometime after the session. Thanks for that. Should we hop on to the hands-on session? I think we can understand Figma better. I was talking a lot, so I think we can move on to the hands-on session. You'll like that. Okay.
So if you have no more questions, we should proceed.
Okay.
So don't forget to follow. Sorry. Wait. Okay, don't forget to follow Mr. Dev Kumar Gupta on LinkedIn, Twitter, and Instagram. So thank you so much for your time and effort to be with us here today, Dev.
Let's go. We can start with Figma. So this is a design that I've got, a design image, which is of a small website. So we will be creating this using Figma. Okay, I have this image of human power. This is a small website. You can see this is some text. These are some buttons, and this is some other text. So let's start with creating this. Okay. So the very first thing when you see an image or a website is you have to decide the color palette that you're using. What are the colors that I can use? I would like to share this link with you if I can, so that you all can see this. I'll just put it in the chat. If you click on the link, you can join me in viewing the file directly from here. Okay, thanks everyone. So the first thing that you do is create small rectangles. You can see a rectangle tool here. You just need to select it and drag to make a rectangle here. Now this rectangle, you need to select the colors that are here, right? You need to know which colors are being used. So you select the rectangle, you select on fill, and you click the eyedropper tool. This is the eyedropper tool. Wherever you drop this, you can select the color. Like if I have selected this, I've selected this, I will get this color. If I select this, I get this color. So it is very simple to use. I got the black color. Now I just have to duplicate this rectangle. I copy it and I paste it so that I get the other colors also, right? So I select this and click on the eyedropper tool. I get somewhat, yeah, this color. Then I duplicate this again, paste here. I get this color. I like this blue color. Let's take this. And another one. Let's paste it. Let's get this. I think there's a purple here, purple somewhere here. Let's get this. Yeah, I got this. Cool. So these are the 4 major colors that I have used in this image. So let's start with actually making the design, right? I'll remove these and I will put these for you. Yeah. I see everyone is really excited. Thanks for that. So the first thing that we choose when we are making a design is adding a frame. The frame will actually ensure which size of the design you're making. You're making it for a desktop or you're making it for a phone application. So we choose the frame and we choose a desktop. This is the desktop version. We choose either MacBook Air, MacBook Pro 14-inch or 16-inch, or we choose the desktop. Let's go with the desktop and see. I have a frame called desktop here. Okay, this is the frame. I hope you can see this. I'll just darken this a bit. Yeah. I hope you can see this frame here now. Now the first thing that I have to do is make it darker. You see this is dark, right? So I have to make this dark. So I select the frame, I go to my right and I select on fill. Now this fill option again has an eyedropper tool, and why go on the image when I have selected the colors, right? I have the color palette here. So just move on to this. There you go. There you go. I have a dark layout here where I can add all the text. So the first thing that I have here is human power. It is written as a text, which is supposed to be a logo. So let me add the text here. I select the text tool, make a small rectangle like this. I just have to drag it and I have to write human power. Obviously the font is very small. So we use a font size of 3. We select the text and on the right you can see this is the size of the text. This is the font called Inter and it is set to regular. I have multiple options like regular, medium, semi-bold. I choose regular and I choose the font size to be 30. Now this is in black, but I will have to place it on this image which is also dark. So I select the text, go on my right and select on fill to make it completely white. Okay. Now I just have to drag this and place it somewhere here. This is placed very well here. Okay, this is the logo. And then we have something called a sign up link and a login link. So these are very important. This is a button, right? This is a rounded button. It looks very clean. So how do we make this? The first thing is you select the text tool again, make a box and write sign up. Sign up, right? You have a sign up text here and we just set the width to auto width. I hope you can see that. Set the text to auto width. Now this is a layout, but we do not need the text. We need a button around it. It should look clean, right? So how do we do that? We first reduce the text size to around 24, and we right click on it and add auto layout. It is a very simple feature, add auto layout. See, this was the initial size and now this has become the initial size. The frame, the size of it has increased, but the text size is same. But I have added an extra layer around it. Let me show you the layer around it. I can add a fill color. Let me just select this. I will add a fill color. You can see this. I have added this layer around it, which defines it, right? So this I have added around it. It looks better now. And I add this button to the top here. But still, there is something missing here. Why is it rounded? These are rounded, and I have made a rectangular button, right? That doesn't look really good. So what do? I select this, I go on my right, and fill in the corner radius. This is the corner radius button. I just need to increase it so that it looks clean. Look. I just give it 25. Rounded. Looks round, right? And I just need to stretch it a bit so that it looks good. So let me give it a good stretch. Can I do that? Yeah. Stretch. And I need to place it in the center. There you go. The sign up button is ready. Looks clean, right? You give enough spacing on the right and the left and top and the bottom. It's the sign up. And another login button which was supposed to be here. Make a login. You just type log in. I hope you know sign up and login are completely different. Sign up is when you're registering, like you're logging into the website for the first time and you create an account. Whereas login is when you're already an existing user and you just need to log into your original account. Like in your Google account, when you create a Gmail for yourself, you add a sign up, which is you register yourself with a new number or an email. And login is when you just log in with your password and email ID so that Google recognizes you. So here you have the sign up and login button ready. Okay. And it should look something like this. They should say a straight line. Now this color is not matching with the palette. So let me choose this. Go on the right and choose fill. Let me use the eyedropper tool again. Okay. I'll just move to the eyedropper tool and select this one. Okay, it looks kind of fine, but I can mix up two colors. Won't it look good? So let me choose here solid and let me go to linear. There, see. I can move these anchor points and choose from linear so that I can have one color as something of this and another color. I just have to select this and choose another color. Let me use the eyedropper tool and move it to somewhat here. Let's see how this looks. Okay, blue. Not much. Let's go with purple. Let's go with purple. Yeah, much better. So there you go. The sign up button is ready and your login button is here. Now, one of the things that you can do is select these three and get it at one line. Straight line. You can use this called align vertical centers. There you go. And these are aligned. See, Figma tells you if you have aligned these in the center or not. This line, if you can see this red line, tells you if it has aligned in the center or not. There you go. Now what do we do so that we can move these items together? We click on right and we select group selection. We have grouped the items together so that when you move it right now, they will all move together. You do not have to select them separately. Now comes the middle. Hey, good day to you, good day to you. Now we have the center, another human pal with some logo. Let me add another text here, which says human power and set it to auto width. Center it. Where is the center? Yeah, this is the center. See, I don't have too much. Figma tells me everything automatically. And they do have a logo here. So where should I get this logo from? Let me think. Figma provides free plugins where you can simply click and get logos or small icons that you want. So let me right click and select plugins. Obviously this plugin I already installed. You can just go to the Figma community and click on install and these plugins will be installed for you for free. Iconify, I choose my favorite plugin called Iconify. I hope it is loading, yes. So I choose for something human power. Let me search with human. Yeah, human is a good search. I got these logos. Let me go with this looks good. So I choose this and I select import icon. I just have to close this. Where is my icon? Yeah, nice. So here I can see I can drag my icon and drop it here. Look. I didn't even have to make that. So I just reduce the size using this tool and reduce the size, place it here. And what about I change this color a bit? Let me choose from, I have some colors here, document colors. Let me choose, what about this? Yeah, nice. Human power, looks clean. I decrease the proximity, yeah. And select these. Go on the right, group selection. And they move together. Nice, they look good. So this is done, the logo is done. Now some text here, introducing email liberation, think outside the box. How do we add that larger text here? Again, as usual, we use the large text and write introducing email liberation. Okay. So we type in introducing email liberation. Think outside box. Simple. But the text size was supposed to be much bigger, right? So we go on the right and we select a text size. Let me go with something 70. 70 looks good. Okay. And we set it to auto width and we center this so that it comes one below another. It looks cleaner, right? Here. And I place it here in the center. Yeah, nice. But the font, I do not like this font, the same font for the logo and same font for the tech website. So I select this box again. I go on the right, and from multiple fonts that I have here, let me go with something. Let me choose these. Introducing. Okay. The multiple fonts, all are free. Yeah, I like this. I like this font. Let's go with this font. Looks good. Okay. See, it's so simple. Just clicks. And we have an enter your email address here and sign up for our email list. Okay. Another auto layout button. Let us make using add text. We enter the text here. Enter your email address. But the font is too big for a button. So we decrease it and we make it to 30. And we increase it so that it comes in one line, set to auto width. Still a bit big. Let me reduce it to some, say 20, 22, 22. Yeah. I send it to left align. Okay. Now I click on it and add an auto layer so that I add another layer to it. Let me change this. Let me add a fill. Let's keep it white. And I go on my left, I select this frame because this has now become a frame. I select the text and let me change the text fill to, let's say, grayish. Yeah, now you can see the text, right? You couldn't see the white text on a white background, right? Increase this a bit. There you go. This has become a clean button, but it still has very sharp corners. You see, these corners are very sharp. Let's round these corners. So I select this. I go on my right, add a corner radius to it. There you go. Isn't it looking smoother right now? Better. And I just have to duplicate this. Let me select on the right, select a copy and paste. This text will be telling the user what you are entering your email address for. So I'm writing sign up for our newsletter. Now this box obviously doesn't have to have the same color. So I change the color to fill, solid, I check it to linear. Now these linear, as I change the anchor points, let me change it from this and move this anchor point to the right. Let me choose the first anchor point and set it to red color and the second anchor point to a purplish. I think I like this better. And okay, sorry. Let me close this. Let me select the text and make this text more visible. I make it to white. Right? Looks good. I have the email address and the sign up for our newsletter. Let me reduce the size a bit. This looks good. So see how quickly we are coming with the website. Now what about these shapes? I like these shapes. How do we make them? Very simple. You select the rectangle tool here. As I said, I make rectangles and circles in my free time. So I just make this rectangle. I need to select this rectangle and just drag it. Here I got a perfect rectangle. And this is a bit, it has a certain angle. So I use this tool and shift this angle. You can see it's shifting, right? There you go. Yes. And I just have to reduce the size of it. Let's reduce the size. This is the size that I require. Let's add a linear gradient to it. Let's add a linear. I change these anchor points. The first point is red, and I'll choose the second point as bluish or purple. Yeah, that looks good. And I have another rectangle here. Let me select the rectangle tool again and click. There you go. I got a rectangle. I'll reduce its size. I'll drag it to the right. And let's select this color blue that I have. Okay. What about these? These are a bit rounded and it has a sharp edge here. So let me choose the rectangle. Make a rectangle here. And the best thing is, if you press enter, once you select the rectangle and you press enter, you get these 4 points of the rectangle that you can manipulate to make it anything. Like I move this anchor point here, make it anything, right? So I choose this anchor point and shift it towards the left. Choose this and shift it a bit towards the right. There you go. I got a slant. And what about these two? I can select these two and add a rounding here so that there you go. I just have to do these things. There you go. See? Same shape. I add this shape here. And this same shape is present below. So why should I make it again? So I copy it, paste it here. And when I click on the right and click a flip horizontal and a flip vertical. There you go. Just have to reduce the size a bit. There. And aligned. Yes. So for the first one, we add a gradient, which is a linear. Move it here. Move these anchor points here. For the right, we choose a blue. For the left, we choose a purple. Okay. And we close this. We choose this rectangle. Choose a fill, linear, anchor point, anchor point. For the first anchor point, we choose a similar purple here. And for the second one, we choose a red. Nice. See, that's so quick. And for another rectangle that I have here, I'll just make another rectangle. And I hope you've guessed. I'll press enter. I'll move these anchor points. There I got a slant. And I'll add a fill. Fill and a blue color. There we go. So these are all the components that I made. Let me shift them to my design. Here. But they are very out of place. So let me place them correctly. Align, come on, yeah. And this, aligned. Yeah. And this rectangle, yes sir. There you go. So this looks much better now, I think. And if I select all these, click on right, I group selection. And since you can see the same design is somewhat here, let me make a copy of this. Let me go on the right, paste it here. Oh no, I did not copy it correctly. Let me go copy. Let me paste. There you go. I got another copy. What do I have to do? I have to flip this. So let me go on the right, flip horizontal, and flip vertical. Not exactly what I was thinking, but let me do this. Okay, I'll select this square and remove this. I do not require it. I'll place this here. I can place this this above, right? This one is above. This one is below. This one is here. Oh, you can place this here. Place this here. There you go. Bam. Yep. I'll select this. There. Simple. See how quickly we made this. And I need to add even these small components here. So I need to increase the size of my frame. So I'll just drag this. There. Drag. Done. Got a large one here. So I have this small box here, which is a comment from a user. Let me add this small box. I'll select on rectangle. I'll drag a rectangle, get it to the center. And the amazing feature is I add a stroke to it. Let me change the color of the stroke so that you can see it. I change it to red and increase the stroke width. Okay, and I remove the fill from here. This is a minus sign. I remove the fill. There, can you just see the stroke here? Looks good, right? But it has sharp edges again. So let me increase the corner radius to somewhat like this. Okay. This is a comment. I'll reduce the stroke size now. Okay. This is a comment, and there is supposed to be an image here. So let me use a circle. You had an ellipse here. So I'll just select here. For the circle, I'll reduce the size. Yeah, nice. Now, where should I add the image from? So there are multiple places on the internet where you can get images from. Figma provides a free plugin called Unsplash, which gives you royalty-free images. So I'll just right-click here. I'll go to my plugins and select on Unsplash. Let it load for a minute. There you go. Let me type people. And enter. I got the first image, right? So let me choose this. And I close this plugin. I see this image has come here. So I reduce this size. I don't need such a large image on my website. I'll just add it here in my frame. Reduce the size a bit further. Now, how should I make this into a circle? I need a circle. I do not need a square image. So what do? I place this image on my circle. On top of it, I select both of them. Can you see this blue line? I've selected both of them and I click on mask. There you go. Your image is now inside the circle. It is in the shape of the circle. And I can also move my image so that it comes in the center of the circle. Okay. And some text here. Let me use the text box and add some text. This product is very useful for our teams. This is some text according to whatever the user inputs, and put this, put it here in the center, and let me increase the size a bit. Okay, nice. There you go. This is a nice comment from a person. Also, we can see a small line here. We can see a rectangle, triangle shape here. How do we add that? So I select this rectangle, press enter, and using the pen tool, this is the pen tool, you can create vectors and you can create a bit change in the shape. Let me add a point here. Let me add a point here. And let me add a point here. Okay, these are the points that I have added. And I'll remove this line from the middle so that it can capture this line inside. So I will go to the select and I will remove this line. I will click on delete. There you go. It has aligned itself directly. I did not have to do much. There, I aligned it to the person. This looks more like a comment, I believe. So this is a small comment from a person that I've made. And I select this. I group this so that I can make multiple copies of it. I go from copy and I paste it here. I have another comment here. and another paste here. Okay. So I have 3 comments. I can change the text and I can change the image. So let me go with the image. I select the image and right click. I go on the plugins and select Unsplash. Search people. We go with her. I can change the comment to this product has been very effective. This and I'll add another comment here. I'll add another photo here first. Image. Let me go on this image. Plugins. Splash. You can add him. Close it. He's there. I have to reduce the size a bit. Okay, nice. What should I comment? I like the community of developers. There you go. 3 comments and a beautiful top portion. By the way, I forgot to tell you, this portion where your logo and your main buttons are, this is called a header. This is the heading of your website, and this is the main body of your website. Okay. So we see these small icons that are this Wi-Fi icon, this is a shield, this is a bolt, and this is a heart. So let me add these icons. I click on right. I use the plugins on Iconify. The first icon is a Wi-Fi, type of Wi-Fi and search. I got multiple free icons. Let me go for page 2 and select this. I like this. Let me import. Close this, and where did it go? Okay, I found it. I think it is very small. It is not quite visible. Let me increase the size. Hold it. Increase. Nice. Looks good. I'll turn it. Similarly, I'll add these 3 icons. So let me use the plugin again. Shield. I have which shield should I use? I can use this. I like this. Import. Close this. And here I got it. I increase the size. Shield. I have a bolt icon. Go to this bolt. The more you practice, I think it will become more easy for you. You just need to find things and think about them. You just have to read a bit, like I told you. Read blogs, read websites, and go on YouTube. YouTube is free. You just need to look for things that are fascinating you. And a heart. Got this. Okay. Here's this. And I got my 4 icons. Increase the size. These icons are a bit big. Let me reduce the size. Let me check it comparatively. Here, the heart. Let me give them a good color. Let me select all of them. Align them and go on the right, select a color, and I choose somewhat, yeah, I like this color. Okay, so I add this icon here, this one here, this one here, this one here. Now you see the spacing is not even. This spacing and this spacing, everywhere the spacing is not equal. So what do? I select all of them, go on the right, select for align in the middle, and there also is an option called tidy up. So tidy up will help me make equal space between them. You see, this is the spacing between them, 137 pixels. I can reduce them so that they come close, or I can increase that so that they can move ahead, move forward. So I take these and I place them in the center. Done. And there is some text here. What is the text? Hands-free, private and secure, fast and human. Okay. I added text. Hands-free. See, the text is very large. Let me reduce it. And I'll change the thickness to medium. Yep. Okay. I'll copy this. I'll paste this. I'll paste it again because I need 4 text here. Yep. This one is private and secure. Private and secure. This should be in separate lines. I'll reduce this and I'll make it to center align. Private and secure. This one, what was this? This was fast and human. Okay. So this is fast. And this is human. There you go. These texts are aligned. I'll select these and shift to the top. There. This is aligned with everything. And I like this huge thing that they have this gradient and this long square. So let me increase the size so that I can fit everything. I'll select these. Just move it here. I'll select my frame, drag it a bit so that I get some extra space. I choose a rectangle and draw a large rectangle. There you go. And from this corner radius, let me give it a corner radius of 100. Still not much. Let me give it a corner radius of 200. Okay, this looks better. And I will give it a gradient of linear gradient. Choosing the anchor points here. This. Yep. First anchor point, let me give it a red color. And the second anchor point, let me give it a bluish or a purplish color. Yeah, I like this. Good. We have some text here. Like, let me select the text tool. We'll come back here. Join the wait list. Increase the font size so that you can see this. Just join the wait list. And I'll set it to auto width. And I'll add some text here, which is our community is looking for talented professionals. Reduce the font size because it is hierarchy, right? The top text should be larger and the bottom should be a bit lesser. And there are a few buttons here, like enter your email and join the waitlist. Let me make a copy of these buttons that I already made. I select these, I make a copy, I come down and I select paste here. I can drag these up here, enter your email address, and I'll change the text here to join the waitlist. Let me change the gradient of this because it is overlapping with the gradient that I already have. So go to linear, select the purple and go for blue. The red, I can make it, let me make this black completely. Let me choose a solid here. Or I'll go to this and nice. And reduce the size of this. I'll get it to center. Enter your email and join the waitlist. So we got this, and what do we have left is, this is called the footer. This is the footer part of the website where you're placing your legal activities, your terms and conditions, and your privacy policies. This is very important once you place your website. So this has a logo again. So let me choose this logo, make a copy, and paste it here. Add some text like terms and conditions. Let me go for auto width, reduce the size, 20 pixels, add it here, make a copy, okay, sorry, what happened? Yeah, so make a copy, paste it here, policy, sorry, next one. And I have some rectangles here also as well. Let me select these, let me select this, make a copy. Oh, let me make this afresh. Let me choose the rectangle, add a rectangle here, select the rectangle, choose the fill is below, add another rectangle on top of this, small in shape, and let me rotate it. Yep, that will do. Change the fill to something linear. This one, anchor point set. First one is reddish. Second anchor point is purple. Cool. I like this. And let me select this. Let me make it a group so that I can move this together. Let me change the red color to something of a lighter shade. Let's go with this. And I can reduce the opacity because it is hurting the eye. I do not want the users to completely look at that. Let me reduce the opacity to 30%. Now you see how bright it was, and now it is very soothing, right? So here we go. Let me place these items just once again so that just up, come up, yeah. Okay. We are done with this. Let me just group these items, put the selection, move this on top and align it to the center. Move this to the top, align it to a center, make this and group the selection. This is the footer, put it on top, choose these rectangles, move it on top. Yep, I think we are done. And reduce this. So there you go. You have created your first landing page design. Let me show this. Created your first landing page design. From this is an image and this is your design. Also, you can see this design live. You can select the frame and choose a play button here. It will just load in a few seconds. That's the thing, you can see it instantly how your website is going to look. See, and shift it to full screen, remove the UI. There you go. This is the full screen. This is the first thing when the user comes to your website. They see the sign in button, the login button, and enter your email address. You can scroll through here. You can see the different comments. You can see the activities. You can join the waitlist and the terms and conditions here. Isn't that great? So escape from here, and yeah, that'll be it. I hope you enjoyed the session. You had a great time. So thanks a lot. So let's start with if you have any questions right now for me, I would love to answer them. I hope I didn't take too long to explain what I was trying. Okay.
It's our pleasure to learn with you, Dev. So if you have any more questions, feel free with the same code in slido.com.
And also this this event is being recorded in sa Facebook live stream, so you can rewatch it later.
How different is front end apart from back end? Very good question, because front end basically deals with how the website actually looks. It decides with designing and coding it in languages such as HTML, JavaScript, and CSS. So you look how does the website actually look? That consists of front end, and the back end is how the data that you're submitting, like the email that I made. You enter your email, that email will be sent to the company, right? It will be sent to a database. So how will the data be sent, and how will it be stored with the company so that you can log into your account every day? That is handled by the backend service. The front end doesn't have to do this. They just have to make a UI so that your backend can interact with the user directly. So this is the front end, this is the backend, and we connect them. Do you have a UI UX portfolio in Behance or Dribbble? If yes, can you share the link? Yes, I will do that surely. Should I share it right now? Let me go to Dribbble. Let me just check. Just give me a second. Yeah, I have this. If I can share profile. I don't think it's like very. Let me. Where do I have my? Why isn't it? Where do I get the share link? Yeah, this is the share link. I can send it to you in the chat section here. Thanks for that. If you do like that. Can you try to convert the design into CSS code? Yes, it is there in Figma itself. Let me show you. If you select this and go on the right, inspect, you have the CSS code here, CSS, iOS, and Android code. So if I actually knew how to code it well in HTML or CSS, I would have done that for you. But I'll leave it up to your expertise. I think you can do that better than me. So my portfolio link, I think I can show it in the Figma community. It's not more of a portfolio. It's like I'm just showcasing some designs here. So let me go to this. This was the Figma community I was talking about. This is the Figma community. You have multiple designs here. You have everything which is loaded here. Like you can go for a landing page UI kit. This is made by someone, by a company called Anima. This is the design. You can just make a copy. Click on get a copy, and you can edit this file. I choose this editor. There you go. The entire design is there. I just need to select this component. I can take this component out. I can change the text here. Let me change this to homepage. There you go. I didn't even have to do much. I didn't have to design it. I just had to shift the components from one page to another. So it is that easy to use. And with the community, I have published some things on the Figma community as well, where you can check the designs. So these are some designs which you can edit, download. The link is the link. Yeah. Thanks for that. Anything else? So I hope you enjoyed the session. I loved interacting with everyone here, and I'll stick on. I think you have another session. I'll be here, so feel free to drop in anytime. And I'm also on Twitter. You can connect with me on Twitter or WhatsApp if you would like to. I'm available. Thanks. Hey, thanks for the link.
So thank you so much, Mr. Dev Kumar Gupta, for your time and effort to be with us here today. So guys, don't forget to follow Dev Kumar Gupta on LinkedIn, Twitter, and Instagram. The link is shared in the comments section as well as in FB Live. So at this juncture, we would like to give you a certificate So we would like to present this certificate to Mr. Dev Kumar Gupta for being a speaker on the topic From Ideas to Reality using Figma at the event of Google Developers Student Club's Bohol chapters with Cristal College, Bohol Island State University, and Holy Name University, entitled Interact Intro to UI, held in the 18th month of February, year 2023. So thank you so much because we surely learned so much today.
Thank you so much, Sophia.
And may we also request to have a photo opportunity with you here with all of us in this meet?
Absolutely.
So may we request everyone to turn on their cameras and asking the facilitators to take a screenshot for our photo opportunity with our speaker.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Okay, naka-all.
Got it. Thanks.
Moro to.
Thank you.
Pagkauntanan o. Pwede, again, Ate Jo, because wala pa naka-on tanan mic. Ay, wala naka-on tanan ng camera. Can we go again?
Sure. Can you also present the certificate, Ken? Yeah. One, two, three, smile. All right. We got it. Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay. And now for our second speaker this afternoon, we have Joanna Ate Jo, is a magna cum laude fresh grad at Cristal College. And she is now a UX designer at MVP.dev. She has a passion for creating user-centered digital products that are both visually appealing and highly functional. Joanna has been a lead and a current mentor at GDSC, CSE, which is our mentor currently, where she is responsible for overseeing the design and event management. In addition to her work at GDSC, CSE, Ate Jo is also served as the marketing team lead at Kada Career, where she was responsible for overseeing the marketing efforts for the organization and ensuring that the brand was effectively communicated to the target audience. Let us give a very virtual welcome to our very own Joanna Camille Butil. Take it over.
All right. Thank you so much for that quick introduction, Ken. Okay, I appreciate it. And so we'll begin the second session for our event today, Intro to UIUX. So I'm going to share my screen in a bit. Yeah, can you hear me? Can you see? Like, okay, wait. All right. Okay, so let's begin. For this session, I'm going to talk about the Learn Adobe XD with me. And to introduce myself first, I'm Joanna Camille Butil. I'm from Bohol, Philippines. And I'm a UIUX designer at MVP.dev. It's a startup company. And then I'm a fresh grad at Cristal College. So I'm very honored to be part of the organizing team for this event. The GDSC, Cristal College, Holy Name University, and Bohol Island State University. So to start, I'm gonna introduce you what is Adobe XD. I'm just gonna have a quick overview and then just a brief walkthrough to the application. So yeah, I hope you get to learn more about Adobe XD and get more and be more interested in using Adobe XD and Figma in the near future if you want to pursue UX or UI design field or industry. So Adobe XD, also known as Experience Design, is a user experience design software developed by Adobe Systems. So it's actually more on, it's used for designing and develop. It's used for prototyping websites, also mobile apps, and I think there are a lot of UI interfaces that you can use with Adobe XD, and there are other digital products that offers a simple and intuitive interface that allows designers to create wireframes. If you're not familiar with wireframes, there are like lo-fi and hi-fi, and there are also prototypes, and there are also like design systems. And don't worry, I'm going to show you how it works and how it looks. And Adobe XD also has a range of features, including the collaboration tools, just like what you've seen earlier from Dev's hands-on workshop or demonstration that was amazing. And aside from collaboration, you can also have prototypes wherein you can switch from one page to another. And then design system quick. Another is a design assets, wherein you can like see, like for example, the colors. It's like a style guide, something like that. And then we also have the ability to share designs with stakeholders. Like for example, you want developers to see what's the height and width of a certain button or component. Yeah, so you can use Adobe XD to like be a reference for the development team. And with Adobe XD, designers can create a seamless experience for their users, and like from the initial concept to the final product. So next is I'm gonna answer a few questions. So how familiar are you with Adobe XD? So with Adobe XD, since actually Dev, the first speaker, I actually approached him to like, can I have like a reference, or where can I start as a UIUX? Because at that time in my internship last year, I was hoping to like learn more about UIUX, since I got into an industry wherein I'm an intern as a UIUX designer. And then Dev is one of the few people who provided me a lot of resources, and I was really grateful. So I'm very proud that we are speakers today for Figma and Adobe XD. So I'm not an expert. I have to say that, because we always learn. Like even if you're an established designer, you have to like learn like what's the modern, or like what's the trend for today's generation. You're constantly learning, and don't forget that if you're gonna be a designer, you will always have to learn or design in public, or design, like you have to like practice a lot, and you should not stop. Yeah, so for now, as for me, I'm still taking up the course 2 of the Google UX design. So for those who are asking if you can have a free course in Coursera, you can do that by applying also for financial aid. As for me, I applied for financial aid, and that was really great because my request was approved. And then for the course 1, I already have my certificate, and it's a really great foundational knowledge and experience to like be able to study the Google UX design. So if you want, I'm gonna share with you the links or on how to like apply there, or can also guide you. If ever you have any questions, feel free to message me. Yeah, so when did I start learning Adobe XD? So that was last year, and then yeah, during my internship. So if you want to challenge yourself to be more exposed to the field or to have more experiences, you need to have you need to have the courage to like apply for internships or any webinars or like events that you have to join. You have to register yourself so that you can be more, you'll be able to see what are the other the design techniques, or even by learning the UX design process, the design processes, the design thinking, you need to learn all of that. And maybe I can share with you also the design glossary or like terms that you need to know, and also some reference. I'll share it to you later on the link if you're a very if you're learning UX as a beginner. So yeah, so do I use it at work? I do. I do use it at work because when it comes to working, we have like a team of designers and developers. So as a designer, I'm gonna create a mock-up design for the website, just like what Dev showed earlier, like for example, like one page. So I use Adobe XD at work since that's where my team is more comfortable with. And it's okay to use Figma or it's okay to use XD, whatever you like it. It's just based on the preference. Yeah. So why XD? So yeah, why XD is because my team prefers it. And currently I'm still learning how to use Figma more. And I am also learning how to use Adobe XD. Currently I'm learning about animating or implementing animations on pages and any other stuff. So to proceed, all right, so now I'm going to discuss the overview of Adobe XD interface. So first in this session, I will introduce to you Adobe XD and walk you through the Adobe XD interface. So I have prepared it for you here with you guys. So this is how it looks. So first is the navigation of the interface. All right, so the navigation of the interface in Adobe XD is relatively straightforward and easy to understand. So what we see here is the Adobe XD interface. So I'm going to start with the artboard. I'm going to start with anything that you can see here. So this is the home page. If I'm going to click that, it's going to redirect me to this little. Okay, so this is like the homepage of the XD. So if you have a Adobe Creative Cloud, some other companies provide it to their employees, and you can also have that by availing the subscribing to the Adobe, I guess. And then if you're gonna be in here, if you want to create a page or a file, you can just directly click like an iPhone 14 Pro Max or anything if you want to go with a mobile app. Then if web, you can also choose which dimensions. And then if I want to create a custom size, then I can do that as well here. So let's go back to this. Okay, so let's go back to that navigation of the interface. So yeah, so we have also the design tab, wherein you can see here in default, you can see the document assets. But as for now, I have not established that yet, and I'm going to show that to you later on. And for this one, the prototype section, this is where you can use prototype mode to select objects in your design and wire up interactions between artboards. Artboards are like the pages, so I'll create an artboard later on. So if you want to share this, this section will allow you to like share links for design reviews, development, presentations, and user testing. So if we want to go back to design, we have these different tools. It's the tool panels that contains a range of tools that are used to create and edit the design elements. Like for example, if you want to have like a rectangle, you can do that here. You can also have here the circle or the ellipse, and then the polygon, and then you can also have the line, and then the pen tool, and also the text. So if you want to create an artboard, we can click this, and then to the right side, you can see that there are a lot of defaults where you can pick one. Which one do you like? So if you want to go with a web that has 1280 times 800, you can do that by clicking it. And also, if you want to like select, you can do this by clicking this. Or if in the keyboard shortcut, you can do that by clicking the letter V key. So if I want to rename this, you can double click that by doing this, by double clicking this this text, this label. So we can do it, for example, home. Also, if you want to go with creating several lines that are going to be like your guide, you can drag and just drop it like that. So it could be like a guide, since it's very important for your designers to have like a guide when it comes to the consistency of the alignment or spacing. And we can also apply like grid in here if you want to have more guides. And if, for example, you want to change, so there are a lot of online reference resources that will show you good practices when it comes to starting with a hi-fi or lo-fi reference. Yes, and then next is the overview of the tools and panels. So I have shown you the different tools in here. So I'm going to show you how it works. And okay, so we'll select the rectangle. Like for example, I'm gonna create here I'm gonna create a square. I'm gonna drag it. It's actually just easy to use the Adobe XD. You can just drag and drop and all. And if you wanna have, and if you wanna customize the sizes and all, you can see it in our property panel, like in the right side. And this for the left side is the tools panel. And so if you wanna change the width of that, you can do that by entering the numbers like that. And if you wanna like rotate it, you can do that here. And if you wanna set the correct number of where it's located or positioned, you can also do that. And also, you can change the appearance. We have the appearance properties here, wherein you can have like a variety of customization to your own design. You can do that by changing the border, for example. So it's like really easy. You can input the color code and have it in the field. Like for example, you can have that. Yes, and if you want to have like effects, like an inner shadow or drop shadow, you can also do that. Okay, and you can also like, if you want to apply the shadow, you can have a background blur. Yep. So this is the property editor. And if we're going to proceed to understanding the workspace. Okay, so this is our workspace. Actually, the workspace is very wide. So you can zoom out like that. So this is like 2.5%. So you can zoom out. So other designers would like to like organize their pages. Like for example, I'm gonna add a text in here. This is the style guide. Other designers, they want to start from the scratch, wherein they're gonna organize it like this. For example, their style guide, they want the colors to be placed in here. So all of the style guide will be placed here. The colors that are gonna be established, and then the fonts or the typography, also the components. And then for this one, for example, we have a couple of pages here. So you can easily duplicate a page wherever you like. So if you want to organize your stuff inside your workspace, you can have a section here wherein you have placed the style guide here. Then you can have a component section here. Actually, just based on the reference wherein how would you place your how would you like to work with your Adobe XD workspace? So something like this. So just to keep it organized, yeah. So here you can just actually it's so wide. So other projects have a lot of frames, and actually the frames can have I don't know like 100 plus or anything because some of the frames you need to like show them how it really works. So some of them are details, some of them are like in general. You can have here frame for homepage. You can have here for the about, and you can also have the contact page. That's how it works. So if you have a sign-in page, so you're gonna have to create another one. So that's how it works when it comes to creating a lot of pages. And for example, I'm gonna show you how do you want to establish your style guide. Since we don't really want to like create directly to the page, right? We want it to like be able to manipulate what you are showing on the screen. Like for example, I have showed you like for example, I'll show it to you. For example, I have I'm sorry, I'm not going to design this. Let's just have this as an example. Okay. For example, I have a little square here, a rectangle here, and then I wanted to like duplicate it. This is how it works when it comes to working with components. So is it okay if I'm gonna jump to components? So I'm just gonna show you a little bit of it, so you can have the idea, like you can be familiar with it. So if I'm gonna create a component, I'm gonna have to like have it in Control or Command K. So as you can see, it is added in this section in the document asset. And then how do we use the component actually? So if we're gonna apply that to our pages, you could just duplicate this, and then so we have the component, right? This is the duplicated component, and this is your main component. So if I'm gonna make changes to my component, for example, I can have a few more. Again, I'm gonna apply this to wherever I like. Like for example, we have this as the interface or our web page. So what if I'm gonna change this to color? So I'm not gonna do it like one by one, right? So how components work is that you need to edit your main component if you want to make changes to the whole page. So it's like that. It's connected. So this is very practical, and it will make it easier for you if ever like you have a client that want to have a couple of buttons that is color violet, for example, and then so like for example, your website is almost complete, and then one day your client just want to change the color. So using components will make it easier for you to manipulate all of your like for example buttons. Yep. So for example, I'm gonna also add another component in the about section. If I'm gonna like edit all the, imagine you have 1,000 of pages, and then you have to edit a lot of each button for each pages. So you're not gonna do it manually, but this using component function will help you actually do that easier. So if you want to change the color a bit, then you can do that in a few clicks. So that's how components work. So yeah, that was so fast. It's very, very straightforward when it comes to like introducing you the Adobe XD, and I'm already showing you the components. Or however, that's just like a brief overview of how components work. And it's very important whether you're using Adobe XD or Figma. So since we have the component 1, so it's automatically added to the components asset, right? So every time you're going to like for example, I have a text label. Okay. So example, I'm gonna put a text, and I want this to be a component also. Since I'm gonna have this as like a label, which is written as, okay, let's change this, home. So I want this to be applied in the asset also. So we can do that because as easy as I could just right click this text. And as you can see, we have a couple of functions here. We have the cut, copy, paste, delete, lock. You can also have a group here. So if you want to go with using the shortcuts, you can also do that. And if you want to add this to your character style to assets, we can do that by clicking this. And as you've noticed, we can see it in here. So for example, I want to like, I'm gonna add another text here, different font. For example, Lato. Are you familiar? I'm gonna show you familiar fonts. So Lato or Times New Roman. I'm not sure if that's in Roboto. I'll just use this. So if ever I want to establish in the style guide different font styles, for example, I'm going to start with the fonts, okay? So for the character styles, I want to establish the style wherein it's for font. So if ever I already have it in here, I can just edit this one and just set it to Lato. However, I want to also add the Arial, but it's important to have like two or three or at least 2 fonts. You can just like have a minimal number of fonts in your website, so maybe we can use the Lato and Roboto. So we already added the Lato for the character styles. So now I want to also add the Roboto. You can see later on how we will be able to use this throughout our designs. So if I'm going to add this, I'm just gonna not color, Rebel character. Okay. So this would be added in the Lato overall. Wait, I'm gonna change this to, for example, we're gonna have the Roboto. So this will automatically manipulate the font as well. So it's like this. Yep. And if you're gonna create another one, just repeated that. Sorry. Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna add this character also to our character style. So it is already listed here. Now, if you want to edit this to another font, you can do that by changing it, and it will automatically change the other also in your workspace and in your character styles. So I know this is like a very, very short type of hands-on workshop, but I hope you'll be able to understand how it works. So yes, and for the colors, we're gonna add a color asset. I'm gonna show it to you. Like for example, I have here a couple of square. Okay, so I'm gonna change this to color black, and then I'm gonna change this to color. Okay, we're gonna go with this one. Okay, so how am I gonna be able to use add this to my asset? So you can do it by right clicking your mouse, add color to asset, and then that will automatically be added. Add color to asset. And so how am I going to use this one? How am I going to utilize this section? So if in your page you want to use you want to change your component, so you don't have to like double click and then change the field in here. You can also do that by clicking this and then clicking several of your colors that are already established in your color asset. So this way you won't be typing it manually. So you can just manipulate it by using this one. And if ever I want to like change most of my text, so if, for example, for this one, just this word, I'm going to like change it to other font style. So I can just click this, and if I want to make it Roboto, I can just click this. That's how it works when it comes to using different assets or establishing your style guide. So it makes it even more easier, right? It made it even more easier. So you won't be having to like manually input everything or edit everything. So that's the document assets that we have right there. So there, the workspace is a little messy. Sorry about that. And okay, I'm gonna since I've already shown you how it looks for the tools and panels, I'm gonna also proceed. So steps to create a new design project, importing assets, setting up this artboard. So I already did that. So I'm gonna proceed. Basic tools in Adobe XD. I've also shown you such as shape, text, and color tools. For the selection tool, yeah, you can just do that by clicking this one. Yeah. So if you have any questions, you can drop it in our chat box. I'm not sure if there's a question. Yep. So I hope you guys are okay. Maybe I can show you also the part where how are you going to be able to share. I'm sorry that I don't have a design right here, so I'm just gonna walk you through in Adobe XD kasi. So wait, let me just delete this one. How about using the prototype? So as you've noticed, there's like an arrow here, right? It's quite straightforward and familiar. So how do I get to like link these 3 pages, for example? So we have the home. We need to have like identifier. What? Okay, page 1. I know. Home page. And also about page. And then we have the contact page. So what we're going to do here is to apply prototyping. This will be quick. I don't have to like require you to like understand the whole thing. Like for example, I'm just going to show it to you, like just a short demonstration how it works. So you're going to have to click the tab, the prototype tab, and then select the page that you're gonna connect. It's like the first page that's gonna show, and then link it to another page. I don't know. Okay, so for example, I think it would be easier if we have something like a common text. since we don't know how to go back. Okay, so let's go back to design. All right. Okay, wait a minute. We have to have like an identifier, which page are we, and which page are we going to go. I'm gonna delete this first, okay? Bear with me. Okay, this is the home page. This is the home page. That page. Contact page. So actually it's more important if we could just have this as our components, but for now I'm just going to show how we're going to be able to like switch it. So I'm going to show you the difference in using components for prototyping and not using components in prototyping. So if I'm going to manually do this, see, you're like creating several text in your page and without using the components. So this is how it works. For example, it's so it's so like a little bit complicated. What if you have a lot of pages? So you need to like put this all over your pages one by one. So it's very difficult to do that. So what we're gonna do here is to create a component. For example, wait a second. Okay, I'm just gonna put this text here. And then I'm gonna group this by clicking the Command G or just right clicking all of the selected text. So after I group that, I'm gonna make this a component. See? So I'm gonna take this component outside since what we are going to put in our pages are not the main components, but the duplicated components or the copy. Okay, so I'm gonna put this here. And if you want to make it like the same with the about and contact, you don't want to do this, like identify, you don't know how it's aligned to each other, right? So what you're going to do is just click this and then select copy, and then select all of your pages, select your about and contact, and then click paste it. So it's the same with the home, right? So what I'm gonna do is to prototype this to these 3 pages. So for the home page, let's select this and then click prototype. So we have the arrow here. Then where are we going to redirect this? So if you're gonna click home page, it will redirect to the home page. Just drag and drop it. Yes, and then if you want to have an interaction like it's more advanced, you can do that with more transition also, and you can auto animate or hyperlink it or overlay or scroll to. But for now, we're gonna have it, and we're gonna use transition. So after we've linked the homepage text or link, and we're gonna do that also to our about page. So we're gonna link it to about page and so on for the contact page. All right, so how are we going to identify if I'm at the page? So for example, I have a home here and I wanna see the preview, and then I wanna like preview it. You can do that by clicking this play button. Okay. So this part is where you can zoom in. This one is for preview. This one is for another view. And then this one is for inviting someone in your XD file. So you can do that also. And for now, we've clicked several links here, but we don't know which page are we in. So how are we going to do that? Let's go back to Design tab. And then we're going to go to which page does it contain. For example, I'm gonna have the home page. So just like the other website, they can have like an indicator like underlined homepage or it's in a bold text. Yes, since we're in the homepage, we want to identify which page are we in during the prototyping, right? So if you're at the about page, we can also manipulate this one into bold text. Another one is for the contact page. Am I too fast? If you have any questions, just ask. Yes. So let's try to preview it again. So currently we're in homepage. Is it okay? We can just change the color so that it's more you can identify it easily. For example, we have, this color. That's for the home page, and this is for the about page, and then this is for the contact page. All right. Okay, so we're gonna preview it. Okay, let's click the play preview. So now we're at the home page, and we're gonna switch to about page. So this is the about page, and then we're gonna go to contact page. So this is the contact page. How are we going to identify more? We don't know if it's correct, right? So we can do that by okay, and then we can also have this one, and then we can also have another one. So this, what you're seeing here is how you prototype pages and how you use components when it comes to linking your pages from one to another. So if you want to preview, so you have to click a page first. So I'm gonna click the home and then click preview. So yeah, it shows it displays the home page, and then if I'm going to click the about page, it goes to the this is about page, and if you want to go to contact page, it shows the contact page. So that's how it works. And if ever you want to change, so if ever, this is my point earlier. What if I'm gonna change the color? So I'm not gonna change the color, I don't know, the font. What if I'm going to change the font for all of the text for each pages? So to make it easier, you need to edit the component. Don't forget that. So I'm gonna edit the component. It's now Roboto. Yeah, it's not, it's changing. So it's gonna change all of your fonts in the entire, in your entire pages. And also, if you're comfortable with using the properties editor, like changing your fonts here, you can do that, or you can click this. Oh, sorry, that's in 100 size, so we can just change that to, wait, yeah. So it's important to establish the correct font size for this one. So since we have the font size just for this example, so I'm just gonna change this manually. So you have options to use it, and it's different. You can do that by choosing what's your preferred technique in creating all those. So yes, and are you guys okay? Am I too fast? Okay, so next. Okay, so I have shown you most of the used functions in Adobe XD, and I hope you get to learn more by exploring online resources. And now, finally, our final demonstration in Adobe XD, I'm gonna show you how to share and how to export your design and how it looks like when it comes to the development process. So, okay, so we have pages here. What we're gonna do is to share. So we're done with the prototyping, right? And then we're also done with the design tab. So what now is to share this. It's automatically selected. Why? Because they're all connected. See? And what if I have a page and you're gonna have like a couple of questions like, hey, there's like a page that isn't connected. It'll actually show up like this. Wait, it's still connected. It's actually like gonna show up like less opacity, wherein you cannot actually have it in here. Wait a minute. Great one for you. So I added an artboard or frame here, and then I want to prototype all this. I know, it's a share. Oh, it's still connected. Maybe we can actually like proceed. What time is it? It's already 3. Okay, so just a quick demonstration for the sharing part. I'm gonna select all of these pages and then name the link. And then you can also select the view setting, like is it for design review or is it for development? This development option is used for the developers to show to actually like see different alignment or text. They can also see that. I can show it to you after this. Okay, so the development, we have it set for the view setting, and then who can access the link? We can do that by choosing the only invited people or anyone with a link. And then after creating the link or updating the link, you can just wait for a little bit, and then the link will be available immediately. So we're gonna copy the link and then try if it is working. So yeah, this is how it looks. So you can drop comments. We have the comment section. You can also place a pin, for example, for the about page. You can do that. But you need to like have an Adobe ID or continue as a guest. You can also do that. Okay, so your question is posted. So it's very straightforward, very practical, and very helpful. So what if I'm a developer? I want to like recreate this page that the designer made. So what I'm going to do as a developer, I'm going to click this tab. So as you can see, we have the screen details. What is the viewport size? What is the design size? What are the colors? You can easily click copy and paste these colors by clicking this one by one. And if ever you want to see what are the fonts being used in this website, you can also do that. And if ever you want to know what's the dimension, like for example, the alignment or the position of the components that you place in your page, we can also do that. So it makes it easier for developers to actually recreate your page. Like for example, like you're manually coding it in like HTML or HTML and CSS. You can do that also by referring this to this link. Yeah, so you can see how many screens did you made or when was the link updated. So this is what the designer is going to disclose to the team, like, hey guys, I already made a mock-up, and you can just access it here. Then the developers can now proceed to recreating the design if ever you guys have approved already to the design. So yes, I think that's it for my session. I'm so sorry I'm taking too much time, but I hope you learned a lot for Adobe XD and be more interested in diving into this type of field because I really enjoyed using XD and also being in the field of UIUX. It's like a dream come true for me because I'm enjoying while working. While working, I also get to enjoy at least. So yep, I think that's it for my session, and I hope you guys learned a lot. Thank you for listening and for spending your time with me. Yes.
Thank you, Ate Jo. Thank you, Ate Joanna. So that was Miss Joanna Camille. Don't forget to follow her on her LinkedIn, Twitter, and on Instagram. Our facilitators will put it on the comment section. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask again via the Slido with the code number 9447307 or scan the QR code right here. I will next. You can scan the code if you have any questions. If you have any questions. Wow. Nice accent, Ate Jo. We love your accent, Ate Jo.
Oh my gosh. Yes, thank you so much for the compliment or for this comment. Yeah, it means a lot. And how to avail the financial aid from Coursera? Can I ask for assistance if ever? Okay. So if you're gonna go to Coursera.com and then you'll search I can share it to you actually. Just a brief sharing option. Okay, wait. Just a quick share. Wait. All right. Can you now see my screen? Oh, I think. Okay. Coursera. This is how you're going to be able to request a financial aid. So if you're going to go to coursera.com or .org, okay, you can go to this link. And then you'll be able to see several online degrees, or if you want to go with university certificates, you can do that. But if you want to have like a quick, like for example, just for 40 hours or for 6 months kind of courses, you can do that. You can earn a certificate through exploring most of these, how you call this, programs or whatever. So how to apply for financial aid? Like for example, I'm gonna apply for, okay, Google UX design. And then currently I'm at the, as you can see, I'm at the course too. So I'm a bit behind the schedule because I'm really busy. So what if I'm gonna go with the course? I already applied for, I'm already enrolled, as you can see. So wait, maybe I can show it for the third one. Okay, so if you're gonna go to this page, and then there's this button that says enroll for free, start February 18, which is today. So how to apply for financial aid? You can see it in this very bottom of the little text. You can click this, and then from that you can just fill it up, and then make sure to like make it, like very pure when it comes to giving your like reasoning, or if you want like really desperate to learn Google UX design. I know that you guys can actually nail it, and I know they're gonna like accept or even approve your request, since they're really into like curious learners. So you can do that by clicking this link. Yeah, after you click that link, you're gonna be redirected to another page wherein you can actually input some fields. Actually, there are a lot of fields that you need to input, but it's gonna be easy for you guys, since mostly it's just personal informations, or maybe like reason why we're gonna apply. And yeah, from there you can have your free course. Yep. And you're gonna receive an email about your request for financial aid, maybe around 10 days or 5 days. I'm not sure, but they will just send you a notification anyways. So, yep. And if you have any question, is there another question? Let's see.
Okay.
What is the major difference of Figma and XD? That's actually a great question. There's not much of a difference, but as you can see in my case, I use an account, and I can actually tell you honestly that they can actually have like 7 days trial. But with Figma, you can actually start right now just by using your email address, and you can just avail their plan for like collaborations. And I think the collaboration tool in Figma is more great, since a lot of people actually think that Figma is like a really excellent design tool that you can be able to use for collaborations. And yeah, for the differences for the Figma and XD, I don't really want to say the differences, but it's mostly identical. And whichever app you're gonna use, they're both excellent. And if I'm gonna proceed to another question. If I am to be a UX developer or designer, do I need to be good at code? In my own experience, I haven't really used coding or anything, because in my company we embraces the no-code platform. And as for me, for my responsibilities as a designer, no, the coding part is not really necessary, but it's a good skill. But you don't really get to is it required or something? It's not required. Yeah, you don't have to be good at coding. If you're familiar with it, then that's a plus. Yeah. And actually, I'm an information technology graduate, so we used the HTML, CSS, and those founding knowledge allowed me to be more familiar with how website works, or how will websites function. It could be a good foundation if you are good at coding, but Again, it's not a requirement. Yes. And okay, another question here is the as UIUX, where do I start if I already have a skill? Like, where do I look for jobs? Yups. Okay. You can use the LinkedIn. There's a lot of job hunting in there, and there are a lot of jobs posted. And especially if you want to look for jobs that are like remote jobs, yeah, you can use LinkedIn or another platform for remote jobs. You can use, like, if you're a freelancer, you can go with Upwork. What else? Okay, so I actually use LinkedIn for job hunting. And if you already have the skill, that's actually great. That's actually great for you. I think that's all for the questions. Oh, do you have a roadmap for learning UI/UX design? I do. Sorry. Regarding the roadmap, I can wait. Maybe I can share it with you guys. Not really a roadmap, but it's like all resources are placed. Like, where do I go when I wanted to watch tutorials? Where do I go when I wanted to go for inspirations? Where do I go if I want to learn or want to sign up for something like daily UI activities wherein every day I'm being given a design brief or prompt on what I'm going to design now. So wait, let me just drop it to our meet, since this is the last session. So we're a little bit, I don't know. It's already 3:30, so sorry guys if I dragged your time. Wait, let me just share this quick, because I've seen this in Twitter, and I really hope that it's okay for you. Actually, it's being shared on Twitter, and I saved it. If anybody will ask me, and then credits to the owner of this. But yes, you can see I've shared with you UIUX resources. Totally not a roadmap, but you can use this for reference. Yes, for UI inspiration sites, resources to practice UX and UI, and websites and blogs, just like what Dev shared with you earlier too. Read blogs a lot. That will actually help you as a designer. Yeah, and keep practicing. I think that's it. Is there other question? Okay, just a quick one. Maybe the last two of the questions. Is there a plugins feature on Adobe XD? Yes, there is. Wait, I haven't showed it to you earlier, but I don't really use plugins. But you can actually do that. Yes, and it actually existed in the Adobe XD also. You can search one, you can install one through your Creative Cloud. Yep, and then another question is, can we have a copy of this event's recording? And also, regarding this, since I'm part of the organizers actually for this event, and I want to share with you guys that this is broadcasted live. You can also you can just watch the live from BISU, HNU, Cristal College pages live video, since you can watch it anytime and anywhere. Yeah, that's it for me. And thank you so much. Back to you, Ken. Or Sophia. Yeah, I'm good.
Hello. Thank you so much, Miss Joanna Camille, for your time and effort. So, guys, don't forget to follow Miss
Cut. Gone? Okay. Thank you so much for your time and effort, Ate Jo, for being with us here today. And before this, we would like to present a certificate. I would next. It's a certificate to Miss Joanna Camille Butil for being a speaker on the topic Learn Adobe XD with me at the event of Google Developer Student Clubs Bohol chapters, Cristal College, Bohol Island State University, and Holy Name University, entitled Intro to UI, held in the 18th month of February, year 2023. Thank you so much, because we surely learned so much today at Ijo. So much. Again, you may follow Ate Joanna Camille on LinkedIn, Twitter, and on Instagram. Let's take a photo opportunity with our speaker with their certificate. So I would share my screen. And photo opportunity with our speaker, Ate Jo. Everybody, can you open your cameras? Let's take a picture with our second speaker, Miss Joanna Camille. Muti. Your cameras.
Okay, one. Okay, I'm gonna take a picture. Okay, ready? Ready? Wait a second. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Smile. All right. Thank you so much.
All right. Now that our second speaker is done, okay. I'd like to thank you all so much for attending this event on behalf of the whole GDSC CEC, GDSC Baisu main campus, and on the GDSC Holy Name University. We thank you also to our speakers, Sir Dev, Ma'am Joanna. We are grateful for your presence today. And don't forget to follow all the chapters in the links provided in the chat box. So you will send in our comment section the pages to Cristal College, Holy Name University, and Baisu GDSC. So before we would always remember we have our attendance. Great reminder, I almost forgot. Our attendance forms. Please remember to fill up the attendance forms because this will serve as your certificates ba? And facilitators paste this to the comment section again on the FB Live and on Google Meet. So before we would leave this meeting again, let's take a quick photo opportunity